Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shangy McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I will be playing Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventru.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
And when we were with this coterie last week, and Jenny spoke with her Primogen, Roscoe had a visitor, and, well, his little friend got sent to the underworld somewhere. Sure, she'll be back eventually. Jackie had to talk with Wineka. And then, of course, we're one less kindred in Chicago. Zhao has fallen due to the meddling of Izzy. And then, of course, the rest of the episode was concerned with Zhao having been squatting in Jackie's haven.
Jackie is royally pissed.
Which is a thing. Which leads us to the opening scene tonight. And Jackie and Roscoe have gathered waiting for Arden Canty to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because of the nature of what Jackie's going to request, Arden is coming to see her at her haven.
Yeah, it's actually going to be down on the first floor. There is a, meeting room available. So we'll be meeting him in there.
Okay, I'll turn it over to you and Roscoe while you're waiting for Arden to show up.
Thank you so much, Roscoe, for coming in and refreshing
Sure.
that rat. No, nothing yet, right?
No, not yet.
Okay. Good. I'm hoping we have a little bit of time because I really wish for Arden to possibly ward this place.
Okay.
It's probably going to be a massive undertaking, but it's fine. I may have to, depending on what it will take, I may have to look into relocating my tenants for a time while renovations get done.
Yeah, that's pretty extensive reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you remember at the club when we had to redo that.
Yeah, it was fortunate that he had time to do it while we were still in process of repairs. So, But I built this place almost 20 years ago. It is time for some updates. Has Samantha made a reappearance?
No, not a word, not a peep, not a thing.
Oh my God.
She's still gone. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when she comes back. She's going to be fit to be tied.
If she seems like she's going to go nuclear, Roscoe, please evacuate.
Yeah, not sure how much good it'll do, but yeah.
Get out of range of fallout. That's all I can say. Oh.
And as you're talking, you see Peter tonight has brought back bald man. Looks to be old. Like I said before, he's maybe early 60s in appearance, wearing his priest cassock along with his collar as he's brought into the room.
It's good to see you. And Jackie stands up and extends a hand.
Nice to see you again, Jacqueline. Hello, Mr. Akers.
Please have a seat.
Of course. And he goes and sits down. Roscoe was not very specific on the reason for my visit other than a possible job.
Yes, yes. You've done such excellent work with our Coterie holding, the club. We appreciate the repair work that you did. I was wondering if you could potentially ward this building for, at minimum, spirits and possibly lupine.
The entire building, you say?
If it can be done within a reasonable time frame.
It depends on what you refer to as reasonable.
Well, tell me how long it will take, and I'll tell you if it's reasonable.
We'd have to gut all the exterior walls so that I can get to the walls themselves. I would need to use enough blood to coat the entire inside of the building. Something of that scale is months of work. You're talking a rather large building. Now, depending on how you want to do things, we could do just the first floor. Spirits generally don't fly. There are exceptions, there's ways that are around it, but most of them walk along the earth the same as the rest of us do. And that would keep most of them out. Otherwise, you would want to be selective about which floors you do the work on.
Then how about the 15th floor and the penthouse level? And the first floor.
That could be done quicker. And the first floor, you say?
And the first floor. Had some issues with spirits tampering with surveillance equipment.
If you're worried about that, it'd be easier to just ward off the security room.
Okay, we could do that.
A lot faster that way.
Actually, I kind of like that idea. Yes, see, my issue is there is a Giovanni whose childhood decided to try to squat here. And while that's no longer an issue, I'm pretty sure that Giovanni may be making a visit at some time, and I don't want him to be at an advantage here. I have already had an associate of mine reinforce the veil between our realm and theirs, but I want extra precautions.
Reinforcing the veil is temporary, and it only stops crossovers. It doesn't stop
direct summoning.
Or visitations.
Right.
Spirits are notoriously tricky to prevent watching anything. Lupine, less of an issue most of the time.
The lupine is just an afterthought to make it worth your time.
No, it's still worth my time, no matter which one.
But the spirits are the priority.
Rather extensive set of wards. It can be done, though.
What will it cost me?
You have a number of business connections in the city, correct?
I do.
Rather far-reaching resources at your disposal.
I do.
There is a business I want shut down.
Which one?
The Baton Show Lounge. I want it closed. I want the building taken, the space taken, by the bank for all I care. Liquor license pulled. I want it gone completely.
Out of curiosity, who runs it?
Nobody that's important to my discussion.
Understood. I think that can be arranged.
If you can do that, then I can put the words in.
Excellent. I will be in touch when it is done.
I will start making preparations. If you're planning to do that for me, you might want to begin pulling the walls away, clearing so that I can work.
Absolutely. I will be relocating tenants on those floors and making arrangements to have them cleared.
Perfect.
Thank you. Truly.
I thank you as well. Mr. Akers, is the other wards that you had me fix, are they working correctly?
They are performing admirably, Father.
I have a question for you while you're here. Recently, a friend of mine I've been unable to contact. I'm curious if you have any news on why.
Who's your friend?
I'm not really tied into the city as much as I would like. Regent de Sable.
He will be exceedingly difficult to reach, as he is no longer with us.
Care to elaborate?
He was sent on Tremere business, was he not?
Yes, he was.
I find that difficult to believe, as him and I were having discussions about the future of his soul.
Needless to say, it seems to be the understanding that there's a new regent.
Yes, Mr. Victor. Him and I have had discussions, and I don't think he's going to help me any. He certainly has no care for redemptions or a path forward from this hell on earth. Well, I'll have to ask Misery to look into it. Perhaps she can find out where he went.
Please give her our regards. It's been some time since we've seen her.
Oh, I will. She did say she stopped into the club. She has been useful.
She and I have an enemy in common.
That one has many enemies, I think. And she has been trying to find her place in society.
Understandable.
My hope is that she will come to understand that what we've been given is not a curse. Cain was blessed. And he'll return to lead us to our own redemption sometime. Eventually.
Well, I wish you success with that.
Well, thank you. And I wish you success as the follower of the sun god. You have a good evening.
Of course.
And I will await the message that the deal has been done. And then I will come and put in your wards.
I appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Bless you all. And he turns and walks from the room. And Peter escorts him out, doesn't let him just wander the building. as I leave the two of you to discuss that.
My goodness, he certainly is a fanatic, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But a useful one.
Exactly. He is useful and he has powerful abilities. So utilize them.
Mhm.
My association has no qualms really with anyone except for the Setites. We don't, necessarily make friends with everyone, but we don't make enemies with everyone either. So
Mhm. So what do you think of his terms? Are they acceptable?
I'm going to have to find out who owns it and who it's associated with.
Hmm.
That will determine if I feel like the price is worth what I'm getting. Because the price may cause me an enemy.
True.
Depends on
I-
who owns this Baton Club, which I have never been to.
I've never even heard of it myself.
Exactly.
Well, we should take a ride and see if we can find it.
I think that's an excellent idea, Roscoe. Let's go.
Okay.
So the two of you are you look it up. It's in Old Town.
Mhm.
Let's go down this alley and see what we find. Who's driving?
That's going to be Etienne.
Okay, very well. So you head up to Old Town.
Mhm.
The lounge it's a small little place. It's not very large.
Mhm.
Appears to be, well, it's just like it says, it's a lounge. Performers, sometimes there's piano, dueling piano some nights.
It's quite quaint.
Very small place, not very. It seems like it has a dedicated following. We'll put it like that.
What does the crowd there appear like as I enter the room?
Give me, we're going to do an insight roll on this. Let's go with wits insight. Sure, we'll go with that. 7 with a crit.
With a crit.
As you're walking around the place, you notice some people you think you recognize from the House of Lilith as patrons in this same place. Tonight, there's just piano playing. There's a lounge singer at the piano doing a very lounge singer style of performance. It's not quite William Shatner lounge singer, but it's close.
All right. Well, we end up getting a seat and Jackie orders drinks and we sit and kind of watch the crowd for a little while.
You're there. How long do you watch the crowd? I'm just curious.
She won't stay until closing, but she'll give it at least an hour to see who comes and goes.
Okay. You're there for a bit. And about 2 hours after you get there, woman comes on the stage after the piano singer stops singing. He's starting to play a tune. And she's introduced as Isabella Rolando, but that's not the name you know her as. Zule comes out on stage and begins to sing. And it's clear from the crowd's reaction that the ones that you recognize from the House of Lilith are definitely, that's who they were here for.
Indeed.
And she doesn't seem to notice you, probably because the room is rather dim and the lights are bright on the stage
And
for
we
her.
picked like a back corner table.
And she goes through a full set. And it's about what you'd expect in a lounge act where she's flirting with the piano man. She's sometimes lounging on the piano as he's playing. And she's really good at playing up to the crowd. It's obvious this is not a first appearance.
Does it appear that the audience is totally Do they look like they're under the influence of anything, like Urzuli's special or anything like that?
And you don't see that. If you want to see if she's using presence, I will let you roll wits awareness. Or not wits awareness, wits all specs. Because it is possible to detect with, since the unseen can pick up use of presence. Four.
And I got 5 with a crit.
5 with a crit. You do not think she's using any supernatural powers. She seems to be doing this off her raw talent. Though you might, there's a chance that the gracefulness of her movements might be
accentuated,
might be enhanced a bit.
Once she finishes her set, not to be rude or to get noticed, once she leaves the stage, Jackie and Roscoe will exit.
Okay. And she's on stage for about an hour before she steps back and tells everybody she'll be back in about 30 minutes as she takes a break to continue the show. And you all slip out after she steps off the stage. And I will turn it over to you two as you're riding back with Etienne's car.
All right. He asked for this business to shut down. He did not say I could not offer her a better opportunity.
That's true.
I think I'll go that route with it.
She the caliber to take a position at the cabaret?
No. I have connections and potential real estate options that are better locations, that are still intimate, as she obviously prefers it. I'll see if she'd be interested in relocating and perhaps going under a different name for the business.
Well, he didn't say the person has to be shut down, just that particular
business.
Right.
That's fine. I don't have to be underhanded to close down a business.
Right.
I will offer that to her first. See what she says. Because if there's something particular about the property that is special to her, she will deny it. She will decline it.
Right.
And then I will have to find out what is special about the property. Because obviously, if he wants it vacated and she doesn't want to let it go, there's something important there.
Right. And we need to know what's so important about that particular establishment that he wants it shut down.
Other than she's a Bahari and he's a Canaanite? Yes.
Oh, there's no friction there.
None. None whatsoever. None. They're petty little squabbles. But, can't mommy and daddy just get along?
No, they can't.
Well, thank you for coming out with me, Roscoe. Truly.
Thanks for the drinks.
Of course. Of course. I'll take you back to my place because I know your vehicle's there. So.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
And the two of you head back. Now we're flashing over to Isabella. You are at your brew pub tonight. In your office doing, you've looking over paperwork of this real estate deal that you've been organizing.
Yep.
And you're pretty sure you're alone until you're not. Carbon copy of you is standing right there in front of you.
To what do I owe this honor?
You don't seem surprised to see me. I go
Quite
through
honest, I
all
was
the
hoping
trouble
to.
of a new trick. You know how hard it is to manifest like this?
I mean, I don't know enough about it, but I have no doubts with what you can do.
I have to gobble up all that power I stored from what I did to Nicholas a few days ago.
Which was?
Well, killing Zhao.
I didn't realize you had as active as a hand as you did, or it took that much energy.
It didn't take the energy to do it, but I did feed from it. In case you don't understand who you're talking to, it doesn't manifest the same, it seems, when I take a form like this. Izzy's sleeping right now. I am her better half, you could say.
I mean, you're the half we'll probably be working with more in the future, I hope.
That is actually what I've come to speak about. I know this sounds odd. Can I take a seat?
Whatever you need.
It's been a very long time since I could sit in a chair. It's the little things. And it sits down, or she sits down, and she leans back in the chair a bit. So I get the impression you're not happy with my dear brother either.
Whatever would make you think that.
He has a way of rubbing people that way, I think.
To be frank, I'm kind of surprised I'm the only one who's as upset as I am.
He leaves a trail behind him for sure. It's just upsetting how long I had to watch without taking a hand in things.
But that's going to change, I take it.
Yes, I've decided I kind of like being in control, and I want to further that. He threw me away. After all the years we protected him, we helped him, we watched his back. He just throws us away.
I was kind of surprised how easily he got rid of the necklace.
He actually listened to her. It's funny. I watched the deal being made. She said she would help Izzy keep control. Good luck with that part. But she didn't say I wouldn't be free to indulge myself. Do you know how she helps Izzy keep control? Care to find out?
Enlighten me.
Bribery. I get to indulge myself. She teaches me secrets I didn't know. And in return, Izzy gets to spend a good portion of her time as a good girl.
All the meanwhile, you're probably getting stronger and stronger.
Yes, it does seem to upset Izzy that she can't go where she wants, can't come see you, can't check on him. And every time she does try to come, I exert my influence. The other day, I made every person on the street look like Nicholas. At least to her eyes. Just rub it in. Salt in the wound, you might say. You could say that I enjoy it.
And I thought I was vindictive.
Oh, I can hope one day you'll join us over here. You would make a fun addition.
Well, no offense to you. Let's hope I don't get there anytime soon. I'd much rather like where I am now.
It does present a problem for me if you come over too quickly. All he has left is the necklace. And then I have my link to you. That's the only two things keeping the game going. So what are your plans for him? What kind of assistance do you want? I, for my part, am very simple. I want to hurt him because it hurts her.
Well, I want to end him. In a sense.
That would be delightfully painful now, wouldn't it?
It's even more painful when you think about the fact he'll probably have to live in my head.
Now that...
No true release.
Oh, the amount of taunting I could give with that one. Oh. Yes. I think we can work together. I think you and I will get to be best friends. What is the saying they say? Peas in a pod. Is there anything you would like me to do in the short term? I did think of causing a fire at his haven, but he's in that damn stone building. You know how hard it is to burn stone?
I mean, it does seem like you're developing new tricks all the time.
I am, but there's certain laws of the universe you can't break. One of them is stone doesn't burn. Not even on our side.
You know, I feel like with that, you also run the risk of ending things too soon.
Yes, it's the long drawn out, the savoring each moment, each little nail in the coffin. I kind of like that joke, actually, as it's being driven home. I have had a very long time to stew and to be upset about how grounded he kept her for so long.
Seems like she never really got to live her own. Always protecting him, watching him, never really being her own self.
She's tied so much of her identity, our identity, to him. But I am all that resentment, all that anger, all that fear. And even that little part of her that blames him for her death. We will definitely have fun working together on this one. What are your feelings on Matthew in this equation? Do you think I should hurt him?
No, not yet. That's for the end.
Hmm.
I think that the ultimate betrayal, he expects me coming for him. He doesn't expect Matthew or a Matthew lookalike to come for him.
Hmm.
Lost Izzy, then loses Matthew.
It would be...
Both of which, his once trusted allies, now his
be
demise.
difficult to pull off.
Hoping you can help with that. You've spent enough time around them.
Well, one advantage of being what I am as we talk amongst ourselves, I would think a Toreador would understand a gossip mill. And some of those that we talk to are quite skilled at impersonations. We call it a harrowing. It's where we take on all the aspects of a life and events from someone's past to twist the screws. I will reach out to those who partake in that and find out info on how they do it.
The appearance aspect I can do. I have my own abilities with that. It's being convincing enough to fool someone who's loved him his whole life.
It's the body language, the intonation, it's the inflection of words. Little things that make the
Exactly.
illusion believable.
Exactly.
I think you'll find that we have had a long time to perfect what we do. Let us talk. And Izzy and Isabella, I assume, have an interesting talk that night. We're not going to get too many more details yet. But you've got a new ally. One that has even less moral compunction than you do.
I sense great things.
Oh, I sense something, all right. And now let's flash over to Jenny, because I'm curious where Jenny is tonight.
She's probably hanging out at her she's probably hanging out at Amethyst, so she's probably like at the lounge on the upper floor. So
Okay. And in the lounge area, and the elevator comes open, and I mean, it's not a uncommon thing. People coming and going constantly onto the lounge floor. And I don't think you paid it much mind at first. Until you realize that the crowd has quieted it a bit.
Ginny looks her over because, you know, she's like, who's killing the vibe in my joint?
Coterie has walked in to the lounge wearing a very tight-fitting black dress and, of course, a high-necked, all the way up to the bottom of her chin, blouse. But now that she's in amongst the mortals, you realize that she also has, I'm not going to say the obvious predator, but there is a unnatural or natural unnaturalness to her that has, the crowd takes notice, but not in a necessarily positive way, more of a, they feel like someone's walked over their grave kind of way.
Whoops. Ginny kind of she stands up and kind of turns and just kind of, you know, waves kind of like over here, since she's assuming that's who she's here for, instead of, you know, somebody else in the crowd.
And she looks around and sees you and looks around the crowd, and she gets that smile that it's an actual smile, but it's also the smile of someone pleased with themselves.
I gotcha.
She comes over to you. Jenny, I hope you don't mind I call you Jenny. That is what I was told you go by amongst friends.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Have a seat. You know, Ginny sits back down, so.
Nice little place you have here. I decided to do you the courtesy of not scaring everybody by just appearing.
You know, I do appreciate that. It means a lot to me, so.
Sometimes it can be quite refreshing to do things the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Every once in a while, it's just kind of fun to ride in an elevator. Just goes up and then you're there. So, or goes down and it's there. Yeah, it works both ways.
Sometimes it's surprising how far everyone's come. They called some of the shit that went on before as magic. But imagine it from my point of view of you go to sleep for a while and you wake up and people are flying. Elevators. The TV was an interesting little thing to learn about.
Yeah, the old boob tube. So
Boob tube. Now, I have not heard that.
yeah, that was one of the less common terms for the television at this point. So
That explains something. Caught somebody watching Cinemax, and I guess that explains a few things.
oh, see, I was always under the impression that it was more of they were inferring that they are boobs, they're dull, they're dumb, dullards.
They're all those things.
Lessened their intelligence, some by just sitting in front of a TV all day. But you might be more on the correct. I don't know. I'm more used to the live shows instead of it being like having to sit in front of a TV. So
it's funny how can I put this? Trying to put it into words that don't make me sound like a fossil. How they can be both entertaining but so boring at the same time. I mean, I look around this place, it's gorgeous, but they're focused more on their drinks and each other rather than the beauty of the place.
mm-hmm.
It's a waste.
Well, I think everybody has to find what it is they're looking for in their own day-to-day, experience of their lives. So,
and pray tell me, Jenny, what are you looking for?
I don't know. I'm looking for Chicago to not be such a letdown all the time. I guess there's that song, looking for love in all the wrong places. I don't know. There's so many things I could say, but at the end of the day, it's just trying to find that thing each night that interests me enough that I say, hell yeah, do it, and then move on. It's not really necessarily saying that I'm churning new things all the time. Sometimes it's just check a payroll or whatever. Make sure that my employees are getting paid enough, making sure my employees are happy. So,
and she leans closer to you. So, what kind of wrong places have you been looking?
I don't know. So I've been down to Boys Town. I've been all over this city. So sometimes even just sitting up here, you're still in the wrong place, as it were. So
you mentioned always looking for something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find that is always going to be true, especially the older you get. You've seen it all. You've seen things come and go. Yes, the elevators a marvel, but it is just an elevator. Interesting is always fun to find.
I mean, there are plenty of nights. The reason I actually built this establishment up here on the upper floor is because sometimes it's nice just to come up here and look out the windows. People watch even, or just, I don't know. You can think it's actually really nice when it's a full moon and there's no clouds and it's just like, whew. So.
Would you like to see it with no clouds?
The full moon?
The sky.
Oh.
I can show you a sky without clouds. I can.
Oh, yeah.
The other side does not have clouds, just the sky. It's all lit by a light glow, almost moonlight at night, even when the moon isn't out. The daytime is quite daytimey.
Like it's just brighter. It's the same
It's
thing,
brighter.
but brighter.
There are parts, oddly enough, the sun doesn't truly reach some portions of the other side, so you can see daylight without being burnt by it.
That's a new one.
It's not the same, of course, but it is interesting.
Hey, like I said, sometimes that's all that matters. So
I am intrigued by you. The night I stepped out in the library, you were playful, yet weary, as if you were searching for prey.
Oh, I apologize. That is just my general charming demeanor. So, no, I it's always important to be cautiously optimistic. So, especially considering some of the individuals that like to parade around the city. So
you're telling me that is your banter and you did not find me interesting?
Jenny kind of like puts her arms on the table and puts her head like she's just like, no, you don't understand. You are absolutely stunning, which is the reason I said what I said. But it's still important to be, on guard, especially when somebody steps out of, well, now it appears nothingness and says, applauding our smarts, as it were, in dealing with an individual that is going to try and stab us in the back anyway. So
he's a pompous ass. I don't have to be in the city long to figure that out. You can see it in his bearing. You can see it in the way he walks.
Oh, yeah.
And you can, the stories told about him on the other side are quite detailed, actually.
I have a story about him. He firebombed this location with what we call Molotov cocktails when I was, yes, when I was doing, when it was building, I was close to the end of the construction phase. And he, my show of generosity to a homeless individual ended up having him attack me here. So you could say I'm not fond of him. So.
And you've let him live.
That's not my call at the moment. So.
See, that is the part that I have the most trouble understanding in my time. We did not allow disrespect to our domains. If it is ours and we hold it, we do not suffer fools to damage it.
I can understand that.
But I guess things have changed in a lot of ways.
Oh, I don't think they've changed as much as you think. Sometimes it's who someone knows. Sometimes it's where they are. Other times it's just that moment isn't the moment to take the killing blow, as it were. So.
And she reaches out and she lightly touches the back of your hand. So tell me, what do you find interesting?
Right now? I mean, shit, let's see. How that your outfit is like perfect. The fact that you were thoughtful enough to not just like materialize and scare the fucking shit out of everyone in here. I mean, I would have whistled and clapped, but everyone else would have been running for the fire escapes. And then I would have had to deal with that. So I do appreciate that.
Would you like to know the secret of my outfit?
Sure.
And she leans closer. I don't have an outfit on. I am wearing souls.
Wow. That is a new one.
It is skin tight because it is any shape I wish it to be. Or any shape I tell them to be.
That is I would say that sounds powerful. Because I think that's the word I would describe that as. That's like if someone is like one word description, you know, so powerful.
And how can I put it? I wear it like this because I find it entices better. But sometimes, as she looks down, and you see her mutter something, but you can't quite hear what she says, and the collar shifts and just starts to cut down into a V. And it doesn't cut or part. It actually flows down her, literally.
You
Are you interested now?
Corey, when you stepped out of the elevator, and I realized that the room was, you know, the murmuring had quieted down, and I was already interested. But, you know, I guess I have a counter proposal for you. Have you ever taken a ride on a bear?
On a bear?
Yes. I don't know. It's just a general thought, just a question.
I am wondering if it's one of those euphemisms that I haven't quite grasped yet.
Jenny
have I
leans
ridden an actual bear?
Yeah, Jenny leans in. She's like, I mean, literally ridden on a bear.
Well, can't say that I have. That would be something new.
Well, would you like to have an experience then?
I'm always up for, and she looks you dead in the eye and locks eyes with you. Experiences.
Yeah. You know what? Let's get out of here. I'm going to give you that bear ride. So.
And she gets a positively, I'm trying to put it, sultry look on her face. I hope it's more than just a bear ride.
We'll see. You start with the bear ride. You end with the, you know, you have to leave some mysticism for the imagination.
And
that's, you know,
where are you taking her?
Shit. Jenny didn't think this far ahead. She's not taking her to her fucking like haven inside the building. She's gonna take her to the she's gonna take her to the like the service elevator she has access to. She's going to ride it up to the roof level, and she's going to ask her if she's scared, if she's like doesn't mind taking a short flight somewhere first.
When you get in the service elevator with her, the moment you're in the service elevator, she gets very close to you and leans in and drags her teeth across your neck without biting, just drags her teeth across your neck. And then she steps back and looks, oh, you were serious, an actual bear ride.
I mean, yeah, this is a two-parter. Have you ever flown before and not on a plane?
I have flown on the other side.
Do you want to fly on this side?
Sure.
Awesome. Also, no offense, I'm so glad you said yes, because most of the people I know would be scared I was going to throw them off the building. That's not what I intend to do.
You will find if I don't plummet to the earth as fast as you might think.
Perfect. Well, you don't have to worry about it, because so as Jenny's talking and the doors start to open, she's going to shift into Al, but she's actually going to shift into Big Al so she can carry her. So I have to rouse
a Jenny-sized owl.
Damn, every time.
You get hungrier. And your beast speaks. This should be fun. Who is the more wild, you or her?
Jenny's just like, I know. She definitely is. She's a fucking freak. Ferack with the extra C. You got to put the C in there. She's a freak. She's gonna turn into the owl, and she's gonna kind of like, waddle out of the fucking elevator. Yeah.
As she comes up behind you, you're an owl. You can turn your head completely around. That's one thing owls can do. And you look behind you, and her outfit is gone as it changes into a harness to strap herself to your back.
Jenny's totally cool with it. So.
And we're going to fade to black as her pale skin. I mean, alabaster white at this point, as she climbs on your back and uses this harness made from souls. And the two of you set off in the night. And I think we're going to go to break right here, people.
I just want to point out, the souls mean this isn't going to be this is more than a 2-way, 3-way. This is freaky territory.
Yeah, it's something for sure. And we're going to go to break, everybody. We will see you all in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the mental image of a naked Coterie on the back of Jenny Owl flying through Chicago. See you in 10 minutes, everyone. Please enjoy the break.
Introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Baton. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Baton? Keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered. All my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up. Shut me up and told a story of a bitch called Baton. Blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins. Drinking the blood Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, that will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within, to your burrow within. Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, wow. I'm just going to say wow, wow, and wow. Jackie and Roscoe talked with Arden Canty, and his request, I'm not sure they're 100% behind. Isabella found her new ally in her goals against Nicholas. And of course, well, Jenny, I guess you got touched by an angel in some ways. We'll just put it with that. And we'll leave it right there. And as we open up, we're actually opening up on the Coterie's weekly get-together that they always do, where they try to get together just to touch base and make sure everyone's okay with a strangely absent Nicholas. Where is the Coterie meeting tonight? There's the first question.
It would probably be at the club.
Okay.
Because it's a nice central location that, you know, isn't beholden to any individual of the coterie.
Okay. So the Coterie is gathered at the club, and as you've all gathered, you all notice when Jenny walks in, she's got honeysuckle woven through her hair for some reason. And I turn it over to the players.
Jackie's just like slow blinking at Jenny. Did you have fun, dear?
Yes.
Let me guess, you got your visitation.
Yes.
Wait a second. Ginny gets that and I get my memory erased?
She has apologized for that.
To you?
Yes, she did. She was worried that you would be very upset with her if she reappeared.
Yeah, she said apologize to me. Or entertain me like she entertained Ginny, apparently.
I mean, look, entertainment is mutual. You have to, you can't be one-sided.
Oh my.
What? What?
There's something wrong about you, Ginny, man. Like,
Yeah, no shit. You know what? Everyone gives me no credit, and then I kill a fucking shadow bitch, and I snort a bunch of drugs and fly naked across the city. Like, shit. I'm
Wait,
fun.
wait,
I'm fun Ginny now.
Did you fly across the city naked?
No, but somebody else did.
Oh,
Oh my God, she was naked.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you. Her clothes, man, there's a magic trick to them, and it's
yeah.
perfect.
Hmm.
It's not real magic though, Roscoe. Sorry.
Ah, darn.
don't even know you. Who are you? What have you done with Ginny?
I've stuffed her in a body bag somewhere, and no.
Isabella, this is your fault. You inspired this by being
Yeah,
petty.
I
You were
mean,
all
worked apparently.
you don't know how to be fun. You don't know how to do anything.
It I mean, as long as we don't have a Methuselah coming after us, I don't care what Ginny does.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem personally. I know I may be biased because apparently I had the nicest of the visits from everyone received. So yeah. What? Hey, she liked that I thought she was attractive when she came out after, Loden's little like spiel. So yeah. Sometimes it's good to speak your mind. Other times, yeah, sure, it costs you on life, but other times it gets you
Laid by Methuselah.
Yes.
Or at least a roll in the honeysuckle.
You know what? Don't knock it, Roscoe. Hey, Roscoe. Wait, yeah. Ginny holds out her hand with her like finger like out towards Roscoe. She's like, "Hey, Roscoe, you want to spirit touch it?"
Yeah, why not?
Are you going to actually spirits touch? Okay, let's do this. I guess we're doing it, everybody.
It's out there for me to do.
It's a red button. Push it.
Okay,
Yes,
well, I
right.
guess you're rolling all specs plus intelligence. I am not responsible for what's going on here. Intelligence, all specs.
I swear we are adultish here.
7 with a critical. Oh, dear God, man.
You get all the juicy details.
Not just the juicy details. There was a third party involved in it that the only thing you can understand from the third party is it was clothing.
Wow. Okay.
Adaptive clothing.
Hey, Roscoe. I hope that inspired you. I know. I know the books didn't do as much inspiration as I hoped for, but
but you had yourself a time.
Oh yeah.
Even the clothes did.
Oh yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
very adaptive clothing.
Oh yeah. Those clothes are apparently so she told me the secret, the clothes. The clothes is like a spirit or some spirits or something. Basically, she can like will them to the shape she wants. So yeah. Because I commented on how form-fitting it was, and she proceeded to make the form change and then told me the secret. I was like, oh.
That is going to be very interesting if she ever comes to visit me again, because I am having my haven warded against spirits.
Hey, look.
She'll show up in my place naked.
It's worth the price of admission.
I believe you. I do.
So Ginny's dealing with all the Methuselahs we ever interact with in the future. You got this.
Yeah, I just wound with my sparkling charm and lesbian wit. It's fine. I think it's going to be a problem with dad bod, but who knows?
Oh, his opinion doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I mean, he literally had to coerce us into touching him. Disgusting.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Yes.
Wait a second. Where the fuck is Nicholas?
I'll tell you where he's not at. Sorry, that was another. Never mind. I'm going to shut up now because apparently I'm the only one in the city having fun. So.
Who the fuck knows? Might be resting after all the shroud knitting he was doing.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Well, he did do whatever it was to reinforce the barrier between worlds at my place.
Apologies. I thought you were getting into his personal life stuff.
So God, no, not with someone else's body parts.
Oh God.
Hey, I told you guys he was into skull fucking. You thought I was lying.
We didn't think you were so literal.
Do we actually know that's true for a fact?
Why do you think he collects skulls?
He's weird.
Well, you can be weird.
Not only that, but he is very disrespectful and rude.
But he has this whole thing about respect. All I'm saying is if we can get a person on the inside, we can see if he actually fucks skulls or not. And I may or may not know how to do that.
Okay. I was more teasing Nicholas. You guys feel very personal in your attacks against Nicholas.
that particular aspect, Isabel, that kind of falls under TMI.
I'm not going to see
anything.
anything.
Really? You use hentai with your girlfriend?
That's different.
No, it's still TMI, okay?
You spirit touched Ginny's Methuselah lay, and that's TMI?
Yes. Skulls are the limit.
You are never spirit touching me after I have relations with Dread. Okay.
Well, yeah. Okay.
You need to get your priorities in order, Roscoe. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking.
Hey, he's just worried something's going to happen to that pretty noggin of his. So
The issue is, Jenny, that Nicholas knew Isabella was wishing to be the one to take fucking Shadow Bitch.
Amelia?
Yes. And he did it himself. It has, and because Isabella was stuck in the horrible situation of having to embrace her ghoul, who was very important to her, he took advantage of that with no consideration. Then, a few weeks ago, Isabella and I were together at my place, talking over some things, and he was across the way spying on us to summon his sister's spirit. His sister's spirit made sure I noticed she was being summoned, so I saw him.
There's just been this general lack of respect
Exactly.
by Nicholas. And so we are returning the favor. Not necessarily anything more than that right now.
I'm not doing anything. I literally told him that it was bullshit and expressed how unpleased I was about it. Needless to say, my intention is there is no place for Nicholas in Milwaukee.
oof.
I wasn't aware of that.
Cut out of the will.
Exactly.
Sorry. Well, I apologize for bringing his rude ass to Chicago.
It's not a reflection of you. It is not.
Oh,
He has become so detached from whom he once was, I'm certain.
I mean, yeah, he was always kind of cold, but I didn't know him to be extremely rude or capricious. So like I said, I apologize for my part of it, which was just that I introduced him to the group, as it were. So
It's all right. There's no guilt associated with you for this.
It
But-
wasn't always the case either.
Right.
At one point, he treated me like a sister, basically. It's just that since things have changed, both within and beyond his control, that just doesn't seem like the case anymore.
gotcha.
He
Well,
seems to be
people
on a
change.
one-track mind.
okay. Hey, I wasn't questioning anything you guys were saying. I was just curious
Yeah,
because
and I'm happy to
know.
explain it to you. I am. Because it's not that I'm trying to necessarily run him over, back up, and run over again. But understand, I protect each and every one of you because you have proven over and over again that you aren't just loyal to me, that you are loyal to us as a coterie. Nicholas is selfish and self-centered.
I will say I do tend to have a one-track mind. At least I don't actually hurt anyone. I could have shot Nicholas when I had the gun, but I intentionally missed. Like, there's being a pain, and then there's being actually detrimental / hurting someone.
Exactly.
Well, for what it's worth, if any of you need my help, just let me know. I'm always available unless I'm predisposed with something else. So, which is
Someone else.
so, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's something else.
I am
Sometimes it's something else.
personally not going to war with him or anything like that. I have plenty I can do that with that are far more worth my time. But it is just, I don't see him ever getting better about it. I believe he has lost too much.
Izzy was really the last thing that was holding him in place. And now that not only is she not by his side anymore, her shadow is taking over more and more.
I can't
There's
help but
nothing.
wonder how Matthew is doing with all this change. That is not the man Matthew fell in love with.
Maybe we should check in on him.
Yeah. I mean, I've known Matthew and Nicholas I've known both of them as long as I've known the other, basically. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Matthew was always
I've known that they
the-
were together before you were even born, Jenny.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
I
sure.
saw
I'm just
them
saying.
before Nicholas's embrace in New Orleans.
No, I just meant that, like, for the time that I knew them in Vegas, which is when I knew them, Matthew was always kind of the fun, and Nicholas was kind of, I don't want to say dragged along, because there was a time when Nicholas was enjoying himself some. As he explained, it was after the reunion or whatever the fuck that means. So yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to say that you guys are going to do anything. If you need my help, just let me know. Because I don't abide like shitheels.
Exactly.
So, I mean, hell, this is not me rubbing dirt, anything, saying anybody's wounds or anything. It's funny because I brought up Loden's behavior towards us, and Corey had mentioned that in her day, you did not allow that kind of thing to stand. And I was just like, sometimes you just got to kind of let things slide a little bit and then get them back later. So,
yes, unfortunately,
yeah.
at the time, it was too much risk for a relatively minor insult.
No, I understand.
Yes.
It just because it pissed me off didn't mean I could go to war.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, like,
and it's not to say that he won't fall anyway, because he's very, very overconfident.
oh, but just my point was more of just that, like, Nicholas is kind of in that same boat.
Exactly.
So if you guys need my help, no offense, Roscoe. I know it's become, actually, Roscoe's one of the girls. So what are we talking
Exactly. He goes to Boys
So-
Town with us and has a grand old time.
It was a good time.
Just don't tell Samantha that you're one of the girls, because she's gonna think something horrible's happened to you, and just, yeah.
I mean, they're into some pretty weird shit.
I mean, seriously, she might enjoy
True.
herself too,
It could be, yeah.
once she recovers from her.
Well,
Trip.
yeah. We'll see. See how that turns out.
Is she still not back?
Nope, not yet.
Coterie visited Roscoe after you, Isabella. Then she came to me, and at the time, Nicholas was in my haven because of an issue. And I had talked with him then about his infraction against me. But then Coterie showed up, which is also part of the reason why I am seeking to get my haven warded against spirits. Because she just let herself right into my fucking haven. And it's not like I could stop a Methuselah. But I might be able to make her show up naked, which she won't be expecting. Little things. But it was the night of the incident done at the graveyard in the medical district. I'm sure you saw it on the news, Isabella.
I did. Do you all know more about it?
It was Zol. You know, goth girlfriend.
That's what Izzy was talking about.
Yes. Zol had been squatting in my haven. Murdered one of my tenants and set up shop, just put all her fucking taxidermy and shit in the condo. So needless to say, that pissed me off more than Nicholas's bullshit. But I have set it up. Roscoe is visiting me every evening after sundown. to refresh his little blood rat that he has staged in with the taxidermy in that condo to watch for Zal's sire. Ghosts were editing security footage to make sure that Zal was never spotted on film. More than likely. Roscoe and I had a meeting this evening with Arden Canty, the Tremere.
That would have been the previous evening because Jenny was out all night.
Okay. Previous evening, sorry. With Arden Canty to discuss, as you know, he did the warding here at the club. To discuss warding my haven, certain locations within my haven against spirits. And possibly lupine, because I know lupine like to get froggy up in this joint every so often. And, having a little extra insurance doesn't hurt. I want to discuss Jenny with you. What he wants as payment for the service. He has asked that I ensure a certain business is shut down. Storyteller, what was the name of it again?
It was, I gotta find it again real quick. It's
The Baton Club?
The Baton Club?
The Baton Lounge.
The Baton Lounge.
Lounge.
The Baton Lounge. Roscoe and I went after meeting with Arden to go investigate this place because it was one I'd never heard of. It's down in Old Town. And it seems to be owned by Azule. She performed there that night, and there were people that I recognized from her house of Lilith there.
Okay.
Understand, I'm not interested in causing animosity between myself and Azule. I had the thought originally that I might try to offer her another real estate location. But I understand to some extent Bahari can be a bit attached to their places.
Yeah, it would depend. I mean, so if sorry, cult secrets and everything.
Yeah, I know. I've shared some of mine too, so we're fine.
No, it's fine. I'm not really. I'm a horrible cult member. Anyway, the Bahari, we tend these things we call gardens. They are both real and not real at the same time in some cases. Mm-hmm. Sometimes a garden is a group of people. Sometimes a garden is a literal
garden.
Fucking garden.
Yes.
If she owns the property, there is a high likelihood she has a garden of some sort there.
All right.
Be it people, plants, a combination of the two. I'm not saying like plant people or something, but you know what I'm saying. So I don't think she would probably be too inclined to uproot the garden because they're kind of, for ones who are entrenched as she is in the city,
exactly.
They're kind of like bastions, as it were. They are your like fort. They are your places you can go to
for safety. Yes.
Yeah, escape the world or safety or whatever.
Yes.
So I don't know that she would probably be more than willing in certain situations to relocate, but this is probably not one of those ones she would. I'm no offense, but I'm assuming
yes,
the individual.
I was just trying to think of the most peaceful resolution to the request.
Oh, no. I get what you're saying. I was just going to say, I'm just curious. Is the individual you guys are dealing with seem like a zealot of a specific
Yes,
type?
He is an absolute zealot of Church of Cain.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense then.
Yes. And I understand there is fighting between the two cults.
Oh, yeah.
My cult is generally a kind of a neutral party. amongst those two. It's not our business, basically. But we have other things to worry about, such as killing all the snakes. But being Saint Patrick. But yes. And I really, once I found out, because he didn't even, I asked him who it belonged to, and he wouldn't tell me. So I went to investigate to see for myself, because I figured if it's important to someone, some kindred, they would be present.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not interested in making Azule an enemy, not be out of any really regard for Azule. She's fine. I have no issue with her. What I have issue with is that her lover is a well-placed Nosferatu, who happens to be keeper of Elysia. And my ties to Clan Nosferatu are very important to maintain. Not necessarily for cult purposes, but for my own ambitions. Their primogen is going to be my advisor in Milwaukee. So it is not in my interest whatsoever to go around pissing off important Nosferatu. So if you have another suggestion, I am happy to hear it.
I mean, shoot. What other suggestions, ideas? I mean, there's the cultivar presence and the Painted Lady and her crew. They are Bahari's and the Extremist. I mean, either he's targeting Irzule because he sees her as a soft target, or he's stupid and doesn't know what the cultivars are.
He has been removed from the city for, I imagine, Roscoe, a long time?
A very long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not as connected and probably doesn't know a lot.
That's possible. I mean, the Painted Lady is, I don't know how long she's been here, but I assume she's been here a while.
But she's also not blatantly advertising with House of Lilith.
True.
And there are definitely gaps in his knowledge of what's going on a day-to-day basis
Exactly.
in the city these days.
So he may not even be aware that the Painted Lady is an issue.
I mean, I would personally think it'd be great if his attention was turned towards her over Azule for my own reasons.
I agree.
But,
for my reasons too,
it's-
because I don't want her boyfriend pissed off.
But I don't know how easy that would be. I mean, especially if he's, I don't know. No offense to anybody here. Zealots are difficult to deal with in the best of times. So it's one of those things where it's just,
But he is unfortunately incredibly gifted when it comes to warding. Very useful.
Damn shame.
I know.
All right, who's going to bite the bullet? And no.
I don't care if he gets ashed after he wards my place, but I'd like for him to ward my place first, because he is very useful.
Fair.
You, Bahari, do whatever it is you're going to do. I don't care.
I haven't done shit. So.
No, I know. I know. But I'm just saying, if it's going to be war between y'all, have at it. Just let him ward my place first.
Only reservation I'd had about the Painted Lady, does she have any attachments that we need to worry about?
I would like to use my Ventru clan merit, storyteller.
The Painted Lady, her real name is Edith, child of Khaled. There's a number of things about her. She set up shop shortly after the Great Earthquake. She was in Chicago all that time, but during the Lupine War, from understanding you've heard, is she got wounded. And when she was wounded, she slunk off, and nobody was sure where, though you've heard a few things that maybe the lake. She slept there for close to 20 years before she surfaced from the lake and suddenly resumed her tattoo shop, but had a different view on things. She started tattoos that on Kindred that didn't go away at that point. You do know that she does have, from the business holdings, since your business is your thing, there are the Bell sisters are listed as part owners on the property, but she also has a name on it as well.
Jackie will relay that to everyone instead of trying to remember all of that detail.
Doesn't Isabella know the Bell sisters? Or no? Am
No,
I
you
thinking
haven't
someone
met
else?
them.
Okay, I thought she knew them, and that's kind of how she got into contact with Keisha for honor. But
No, it's a
okay,
different.
sorry. Okay.
So basically, her whole cultivar belief structure happened after her torpor. The same source of it that the one in Resurrection Cemetery had. And I believe that it was trying to get Waneka as well. But it did not take in that way from Waneka. I believe it's because him being of Native American ancestry, he saw it as something different than the others did. More of a spirit of the earth. Or possibly just because he has something between his legs that the others don't. I know Bahari are sometimes a bit demeaning of men, especially the more fanatical ones. So, but if the lake spirit was not directly communicating with her after her torpor, it could have just implanted that motivation while she was sleeping.
Why would the lake spirit care?
It's a spirit of the water, of the land. It was angry. It was angry that the land has been built on and deforested and waters poisoned and destroyed.
What does that have to do with the Bahari? Like, why?
Because they want to
import
turn the
this
world
idea?
into a garden.
Some of them.
Yeah, I guess it's not. I wonder if there's something else just because it's not always literal.
Well, I mean,
With some
most-
of them it is. I heard of some in
Yeah.
Europe that were literally
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you do remember? I understand what you're saying, Isabella. I think anyone who receives prophecy of some sort is always going to interpret it in the way that works best for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, like, I'm assuming she was probably already part of the Bahari or close to it before she went into torpor.
That would be a good guess.
And if she was, then whatever she saw, whatever the lake spirit we assume was feeding her, she is interpreting it to meet what she wants because
to make it fit her worldview.
Yeah, it fits her. It fits what she's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And then as long as she's the first person, as it were, she can find other people who might be a little jilted or that she can basically work on from, jump and get them on board with what she's saying.
And she most certainly is not a fan of men.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard.
Before both of you were here, we had members. Destiny was one of our Coterie members. And she and Lamar had gone to the Painted Lady. The Painted Lady was very interested in speaking with Destiny, but really had issue with Lamar, especially when he showed an inclination in the Church of Cain. She basically threatened to kill him if he returned.
Sounds about right. She's definitely religious zealot. She was the high point of religious zealotry in Chicago, as far as I've heard. Because I'm not trying to smooth things over for Azule, but she seems to be fairly level-headed. She just wants her people to be safe and not
That's
getting
the vibe
killed.
I get from her.
So,
because she is attracting thin bloods, Kaitif, the like, to her.
oh yeah,
She is taking the downtrodden, as it were, and providing them shelter and succor.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm not trying to be like, oh, you guys, she's misunderstood. As far as
She's a monster like all of us, but she's at least trying to do some good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But do you think the painted lady would be a more attractive
I believe
thing
so.
for Arden?
I believe it would.
We also provide him with the information that shows that she's just an easier target than Azule. I mean,
Why don't we take a ride out to the Painted Lady? Just to get a look.
Okay.
That's fine. Just
That is
don't roll
a
your
good
windows
idea,
down.
Jenny. Thank you. I appreciate your input on that because I believe it will work out advantageous for myself and even for Arden to narrow his focus on a fellow zealot.
Yeah. I mean, it helps me in its own way.
Exactly.
But
it helps me in its
also-
own way.
Yeah, I think if he, I don't know. The vibe I would get to is if he goes to war with Azule, it's going to be a lot worse than if he goes to war with Painted Lady, because either the Painted Lady, it's either going to be he dies instantly or she dies instantly.
Right.
Whereas,
with Azule,
you know,
there's an army of Thin Bloods and Kaitif and others that is at her disposal.
Yeah, and no offense, but I guess if he went after Azule, I'd have to help her.
Exactly.
Since she's been nothing but nice to me, so.
And I
We
don't
don't-
want it to come to that.
I will say before we go head over heels, we don't know who or what's on the Painted Lady's side exactly. That's why we're scouting.
Exactly.
It might not
That
be
is
as
why
cut
we're
and
scouting.
dry.
That is why
Yeah.
we're scouting. Also, maybe we could swing by Azule's place just so I can make her aware that Arden was looking to shut down one of her businesses. Maybe I can get a boon or something out of her for targeting her enemy. Hey, venture gonna venture.
Apparently.
Can you remind me again how exactly he was hoping to shut it down? Like, did
He
have a
didn't
specific
care
plan?
how I handled it. He didn't care if I had their liquor license revoked, had their utilities cut off. Basically, he just wanted that business to go away.
And maybe when we talk to Azule, we could find out if there's what specifically, or get a clue anyways, why he wanted that particular location shut down.
Exactly.
And did it used to be a Church of Cain site at some point that was taken over?
That would be interesting.
If Azule doesn't know, I could potentially look into
Yeah.
it too. I've made some connections on the real estate side. I can hunt something down.
Excellent. Probably can look into some of the connections to the Painted Lady as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Well,
So you all are piling up in the vehicle to head towards the Painted Lady, which is over in Old Town. I'm going to need, first of all, what are you all doing to scout out the area? I'm looking for specifics, and there's reasons for that. But
I was gonna say Ginny's gonna have Eyes of the Beast on, of course, but she's also she's probably more looking to see if there's people hiding in alleyways or on top of roof edges or something, just to see if she has an eye towards external security, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. So kind of like what Loden was doing, but more veiled is what I'm trying to look for. So
I'm going to need intelligent streetwise from everybody.
I'm also going to be using Oblivion Sight to try
Okay.
to see through darkness.
I need intelligence and streetwise. First time we've used streetwise since Lamar was around, too.
Shockingly, I have a dot in that.
I'm assuming drugs is not going to count as a specialty.
No. Isabella with 1. Roscoe with a crit 7. A very nice roll there, Roscoe.
4, 5. I got 6 with a crit.
6 with a crit 7. 3. Jenny with 4. Wait a minute. Yeah, 4. Roscoe, as you all get close, you know generally where you're going. You all discuss the location of the Painted Lady. When you get about 4 blocks out, Roscoe, you start to notice stylized vine graffiti at various places. And because you got 7 with a crit, you know for a fact that that is kindred sign, meant to mark territory, to warn other kindred and not to encroach on their feeding grounds.
Okay. And I'll mention that as we're driving. It's like, oh, looks like there's some territory marks. Do you guys see the vine graffiti here and there? And I'll point it out as we go by it.
I see it.
And marking her territory, seems like.
Yep. She and her people hunt this area.
The motif makes sense. So
Right. Jackie and Isabella and Jenny, I know you all spend more time dealing with Elysia stuff than Roscoe does. You know, no formal domain has been granted to the Painted Lady.
This certainly isn't formal domain.
She probably has her own ways of enforcing it, though.
Oh, I'm
I
certain.
imagine we don't see much like going on kindred-wise here. Yeah.
considering I was warned to not go here, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of others have been given that warning. So I wonder if a lot of people have disappeared in this area, like younger kindred or, men.
I will ask my police contact.
You going to call him now or do it later
I'll
on?
do it later. Not important right now.
And as you're moving through this section of town, streets it's Old Town. I'm not going to say busy, but this time of night, there's definitely traffic. And as you come up, Etienne being Etienne, he's not going to stop in front of the building. He's going to do a drive-by first.
Drive-by, yeah.
The light is on in the place. It's obviously open, though the windows are blacked out enough that you can't tell what's going on in it. But as you're pulling past, I'll give a description here. Give me 1 second. Where'd my mouse go? Find my mouse.
Yeah, because I know I have Oblivion Sight up and Jenny has Eyes of the Beast.
You see a curvy woman. She's got thick black hair, tumbling waves down her back, very creamy skin. She's got a guy who looks slightly intoxicated on her arm, and she's leading him. She comes around from an alley right by the Painted Lady's shop and leads him into the building as you all are driving past. No, that is not your sister, though. I'd say there's a resemblance, but not quite, but there's that same kind of a vibe.
Looks like someone's dinner.
Yep.
Like I said, missing dudes.
Yep.
Ma'am, you want me to do another loop around the building, or you want me to just pull over up here down the street?
Jenny, do you see anyone like perimeter rooftops, things like that?
Do I roll a different wits awareness for this one or no?
You can if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So where's my awareness?
So, well, that's going on, I'll just try see if I can feel anything in the area.
What the?
Ooh.
You're going to break your spirit from your body in clairvoyance and search the area?
Yeah.
Okay, that's intelligence aspects. Five with a messy crit, though. I don't like to use messy crits on just observing.
I'm sorry, it's 7 with the crit. My thing was like lagging, so.
Let's see. Okay. You got a willpower, Roscoe?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep, just checking his too. Okay, so you got 6. We'll come back to you in a second. As you all see Roscoe's eyes unglaze. As you're watching, what is Jackie and Jenny looking for specifically?
Just what's awareness to see if we see like what appears to be watchers or security around the perimeter or on rooftops.
You don't see human watchers or cameras. There does seem to be movement at the top of the buildings that may be rodent related.
Looks like they have rats.
Yeah, I'm seeing sort of the similar thing.
Keep driving, Etienne, but do go around, a block or two so that Roscoe can do his thing.
Okay, you got 6 successes. The difficulty I had set for it for 4, so you get 2 questions you can ask me about what you see as you spiral out.
Do I see the painted lady? Do I see Edith in anywhere around?
When you go and you start pushing your senses through the building, the first floor, it's open. There is a young lady there, blonde hair, does not look like the woman you saw going in. But as you're pushing around it, you do find a stairway down. And looking down in it, you do find the painted lady with the man that you all saw going into the building. He is currently already in a room, chained up, splayed at all 4s, chained, hanging from the ceiling, and she's tearing chunks of flesh from him. And that is all the detail I will go on that scene for that portion. You do have another question, though.
Not sure what to ask.
You should always ask if you see the person that was talking to Jenny when we went to Boys Town.
Okay.
As you're pushing around it, those 2 people are in the building tonight. Well, 3 if you count the guy who's...
Yeah.
Interesting. Where's the woman that lured the guy?
That's an interesting question from Roscoe.
Unless it was Edith. Mask of 1,000 Faces.
It would not be Mask of 1,000 Faces because a Mask of 1,000 Faces makes you look nondescript.
Oh.
That woman was nothing close to nondescript.
And I tell everyone else about what I saw and what the fate of the man is, about hanging from chains and having pieces ripped off of him.
Well, I'm certain my police contact will definitely find that there have been missing men in the area. Actually, Jackie's going to call him.
Hey, Jackie, what's up?
Hey, just wanted to let you know there's some very suspicious activity, such as perhaps someone getting tortured in Old Town. You may want to let your friends in Old Town know.
I can let them know, but you got an address?
Yep, and she tells him.
We'll have to get a search warrant. We can't just, I hate to do it, but we can't just bust in.
I understand. It looks like a torture dungeon.
I'll see what we can do.
Appreciate you. And she hangs up.
Okay.
If nothing else, during the day, her place will be harassed just a little bit. And not by my people directly, All right. Let's go ahead and get out of here and head to Azule's.
As you're heading to Azule's, your phone rings, Jackie.
I pick it up. Hello.
Jackie, what the fuck you getting me into real quick?
Why?
I went and made a phone call, and then I received another phone call that told me, let it go, ignore it.
Okay, then do that.
You sure?
Yep. Not with your life, darling.
I'll take your word for it. You haven't steered me wrong yet.
I have not, and I have big plans for you. In the election, the mayor's gonna have you be chief.
I mean, I like the pay raise.
Exactly.
I'm not sure I want the paperwork, but I guess you can't get both. You can't get rid of one and keep the other.
The money comes with caveats, darling.
Always does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Well, the wife will be happy.
Yes, she will. She'll be married to the chief of police.
No. She just wants me to get more invited to more things, and I guess that will get us invited to a lot more of the galas and stuff.
It certainly will. See, I'm looking out for both of you.
Well, she enjoys the various benefits I've gotten so far.
Of course. Take care, and just do what you've been told. Ignore it.
Okay. Have a good night.
Good night. Oh, well, he was informed by the police in Old Town to ignore it.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
They have
quite
as
good.
limited resources as they do. She has to have contacts in high places
Of
to
course.
sustain it.
Of course. So let's go talk to Azule.
And so you head to the one place you know she generally is, which is the House of Lilith. And as you pull up, it's busy tonight. There is no sign promoting anyone out front tonight for some reason. It's just, Jenny, you've been here a number of times, and normally there's some sort of sign promoting somebody, but not tonight, which makes it stand out to you. Etienne's like, ma'am, I'll stay with the car.
Perfect.
And as you go up, Vanessa's on the door. She knows you, Jenny. She looks at you, looks at your friends. Her eyes settle on Roscoe for a bit, and then she shrugs and just opens the door for everyone.
Jenny kind of puts her hand on her shoulder as she walks past. She's like, "Don't worry, he's. I vouch for him.
Good enough for me."
He is one of the girls.
Smooth like a Ken doll down there. I swear. Cross my heart and hope to die."
And she eyes him up and down. If you say so, I trust you. It's...
I'm sorry, Vanessa. I'm just messing with you a little bit. He's cool though. Don't worry.
Nope. Go on in. Mother above all she's around somewhere.
Excellent.
I'm sure she'll find us.
And as you go in tonight, there's no show going on or anything tonight. It seems pretty low
Just
key,
a club.
though it is still packed.
Mhm.
People at a lot of tables, a lot of the regulars. Some of them you recognize from the other night at the other place.
Do I see Adzi in here?
Let me see. I'm gonna roll to see if he's here tonight. You think he's in the back corner. There's in a shadowed part of the place.
Mhm.
There is a figure sitting there in a suit,
Hmm.
but he seems to be carefully setting so his face is
Hidden?
not completely hidden, but less obvious.
Mhm.
Oh, do you have Oblivion sight on in this place?
If it can't be seen, she will.
It would be possible to see it, though only if they're up close. At a distance, people would just think it's a trick of the light.
Yeah, so she'll probably get to a shadowed area and then flick it on just to check that corner.
It's Adzi. He's not disguised. He's just setting unobtrusively where it's not quite as obvious to anyone walking in. But
Yeah,
it's Adzi.
She'll immediately take it off because she doesn't want to be disrespectful.
Isabella will flag down like someone and ask for an Azule special.
And the way he looks at you, and he grins because he's seen you a few times here.
You know what? Get me one too.
Right away.
Roscoe.
You
one?
should try this.
Just Jenny's just like, get you 4 of them. Just get 4, one for each of us.
Jenny, I love the new you.
And he looks at you, of course, mistress, and turns and walks off.
Isabella, do you think I can have that here? Looking around. 'Cause-
Yes.
Okay.
He's bringing you one.
You have been vouched for. You are fine.
The
Okay.
only thing you're going to regret, Roscoe, is that Samantha won't be at home to apply suction when you leave here.
Always with the suction.
It's an important
Tentacles.
part. It's an important part, okay?
Well, she'll just have to miss out this time.
Oh, she is going to be so mad that she had to miss out. And you are going to be too, apparently, according to what Isabella has said, so. Oh, wait, sorry. Jackie vouched for it also, so sorry, Roscoe.
You all find a table, and the drinks haven't arrived before Urzuli notices you're here, and
Yeah.
she wanders over and she looks at each of you, and then she eyeballs Roscoe, and she raises just one eyebrow.
And Jackie leans in and takes us up. He's one of the girls.
Smooth as a Ken doll down there.
Well, God, I hope not.
We have to have our fun with him somehow. This is more for us than for him.
Yes.
She looks Tremere, correct?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
quite a fun companion.
Well, that's not your fault. It's okay. And she leans in and she kisses Jenny on both cheeks and runs her hand down her arm. And then she comes over and kisses both Jackie and Isabella on both cheeks, but does not caress her arm, their arms at all.
It is
And
so good to see you.
Roscoe, she actually just kisses on top of his head.
Mhm.
I don't often get a visit from all of you. Where is your spooky looking one? He's not here tonight.
No, he is not. I'm sure he's
Who
tied up.
knows?
He's tied up with something, I'm sure. Or maybe he's tied up by something. Who knows?
He's not that fun.
Yeah. He's not fun enough for any of that. He's
I
yeah.
He's
picture
even
him
less
more
fun
into-
than Jenny
I
was.
think he's more into that mortuary sex thing where he just lays there like a corpse and they just have their way with him.
Yas, queen. That's what I've been saying.
Okay, you're not. If you have nothing nice to say, come sit by me.
Oh, you should know, in my place, I'm always queen bitch.
Of course, I love it.
And she goes and plops down, and as she plops down, the waiter comes over with 4 glasses,
Mhm.
chalices, you might say. And Roscoe, in it is a very dark red liquid. You know it's not blood, because Kindred can kind of smell blood in general, but it looks a lot like blood. And she looks at it, and both her eyebrows come up as she looks at Roscoe with that drink in front of him. Well, someone may be getting lucky tonight. And she eyeballs Jenny and Isabella. Unlucky.
Oh, unfortunate for him, his friend's not around to apply suction, so he's gonna have to enjoy this himself. So,
Well, I'm sure
He
after
can
he
meet
drinks,
someone new.
if he drinks a bit of that and hangs around here long enough, I'm sure we can find someone to apply suction.
Such an accommodating hostess.
Well, you might say that a number of the patrons of my place, they swing every way.
Excellent. It's the best way to be. I actually am so glad you are here tonight, Azule.
I'm here most nights. Once in a while, I'll go to some other places, but this is my club, so
I don't know how to put this, but
Oh dear, cat, got your tongue? Just spit it out. Let the mouse loose.
yes, well, here's letting the mouse loose. I am trying to work a deal with an individual that is very skilled in wards. You may know of whom I speak.
Who would that be?
Arden Canty.
That fucking Sabat bastard?
Indeed, but he is very skilled at wards. And he requested, as payment, that I shut down your business in Old Town. I am not inclined to do such.
I would hope you wouldn't injure my interests
Of
for
course.
a heretic.
Of course not. Of course not. I just want his services. I'm not going to risk relations for that.
He is a thorn in my side, for sure.
Well, I had the idea, perhaps aiming him at another thorn in your side.
There's many of those. Would you be more specific?
Edith.
And her face gets very serious. That is not a thorn in my side. That is more of an Iron Maiden. How would you assist me with her? She is exceedingly dangerous.
Of course she is. But honestly, so am I. Now, I have my ways. Mainly, I would aim the fanatic of the Church of Cain at the fanatic of the Bahari.
He is Sabat. He claims he's not anymore, but
Well,
the
really,
truth
are
of
there
the,
many left?
well, the truth of the matter is, once Sabat, always Sabat. Leopard don't change their stripes. Sorry
They
to
do
say
not.
this. He is Tremere Sabat, no less.
Yes. I'm perfectly okay sending him against the old battle axe and letting him freaking break himself on her.
Break himself. I suspect if he goes up against her, I give him a month.
Yeah.
Before he is no longer among us. She is not the threat. You must understand that she has a friend.
Over in Resurrection Cemetery?
And what do you know of her?
More than you think.
Just knowing that could get you killed.
Yes, but it hasn't. She decided to make an appearance at my charity event.
I assume you didn't see her.
No,
None of my people have survived.
only glances.
We have attempted to find out who she is, both Adzi and myself, and it seems she's exceptionally good at knowing when someone's looking for her and eliminating those who do.
Indeed. I have some confirmation of that.
You're
So I don't go looking for her. I don't want to know her name. I don't want to know her business. I just avoid her like most that are old like that.
No, you're smart at that one. I will not stop you from doing so. Be warned, though, if she finds out, you'll be the next target.
She can come if she wishes.
Very well.
There are some that just need to learn. If you fuck around, you will find out.
And she looks over at Jenny. And how do you feel about this one?
About sending our Sabat friend after Edith? Or
I come to understand your sister is tied to her.
yeah. No, I need to give her a proper spanking. Religious beliefs or otherwise aside. So
If she is tied in with Edith, I don't think any spanking you can give her will break her free.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect to break her free. I was just being nice. I fully expect I'll either have to drive her out of Chicago or I'll have to kill her. So if someone's going to do it, it may as well be me. I shouldn't have to send others to fight my familial battles.
I knew Edith before she slept. She's not what she was. She's different now.
That is what I figured.
She came to me briefly after she woke. You're not going to believe me if I tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway because it's my place and I can tell these stories. She came to me healed. She was no longer disfigured. She did not have the spikes down her spine. She did not have the tattoo markings she has had. She did not have the Nosferatu curse. She was so overjoyed that condition being lifted from her. Though as I understand it, it did return shortly thereafter. Be careful with that one. There's a reason why I have not been able to root her out of the city. Because she is a blight on the garden. And here I am doing a buzzkill as you've got my wonderful drink.
No. It's fine. It's all information we needed. I mean, I was planning on stopping at some point soon and being the buzzkill for you instead. So, I guess we get to return the favor.
I came to you not to necessarily buzzkill, but to make you aware of moves potentially against you, and my intention to try to prevent that.
He's been trying to disrupt my businesses. He won't dare come against this place.
Oh, no.
Even Edith won't directly challenge me in my own garden. This one, at least. This is the seat of my power.
If I might ask a question, though, why is there any particular reason why he would want the Baton Lounge shut down?
Oh, yes. It was a Sabbat hideout
No.
that I took from them.
Good for you.
The previous occupants were not utilizing it to proper credentials. So we decided pruning was in order. Adzi and I rooted out that nest of weeds.
Yes, we had to do the same when we took our domain.
They are persistent, aren't they?
They are indeed.
I suspect he wants it back. But remember, he claims he is not Sabbat.
Right.
Yes.
It's valuable insight. Thank you. And that doesn't kill my buzz. I love when I get juicy information. And she takes a sip of a drink.
I mean, and now you can feel the tingle already.
Mhm.
You come to the right place. Everything we do in here is juicy.
Excellent.
It's too bad tonight's not a show night.
Hmm.
It's all good. It's all good. Just so you real quick, so you're aware. She kind of leans in so she can whisper it into Arzuli's ear. She just whispers, Hermogen Candy's child is looking for the blood braves, and she believes and or knows that you are attached to one in some way.
She leans in and whispers, "Why?"
Because her sire has tasked her with stopping them, I guess. I don't know. She felt chatty with me for some reason, and I didn't let on anything about anything.
I'll have to arrange a VIP pass.
Oh,
And she says that loud enough. You don't know who she has to arrange a VIP pass for, but everybody at the table heard her say it.
mm-hmm.
And the look in her eye is predatory.
Of course. I'm
Well-
sure it will be such an experience.
Don't let me keep you from your drinks. Please drink up and enjoy yourself. I've, of course, got to make my rounds. There are a number of...
Give our regards to Adzi over there in the corner.
Oh, I will. He's just watching.
Yes. I didn't want to disturb him.
Yes, I don't think he would notice if you walked up unless you touched him. He is not currently in residence.
Really?
He is watching tonight.
Oh. Got it.
Security is tight. As I said, I have people I must speak with here tonight, and we have business to discuss, so we try to make sure things are safe.
Excellent. Well, we won't keep you from your business.
And she leans in and kisses Jackie on each cheek, and then she gets up, and she takes and gives Isabella a kiss, and Jenny a kiss, and Roscoe, this time she just pats your head as she sways off into the crowd. Now, Roscoe, have you sipped your drink yet?
No, I've just been swirling it, looking at it.
Isabella's been drinking hers the entire conversation.
Jackie's steadily sipping on
So
hers.
Isabella is positively, you can see it, Roscoe, she's vibrating and fascinated with touching her skin and rubbing her clothing for the feeling it gives her.
Okay. So I'll take a sip, a small sip.
And you're
Start with.
immediately, the tingle hits your mouth. It's, as it's been
Jackie-
described before, pleasure and pain in a good way, kind of. It's just
Jackie
a weird sensation.
literally just runs a finger down his hand after he takes a sip.
You feel a heightened sense of sensation, but you haven't had a lot yet, so it's not
Yeah.
that far yet.
And that gets magnified the more you drink it.
Oh. And he takes a much bigger drink.
Yes, it makes some things interesting, let me tell you.
Is Jenny drinking any tonight?
Yeah, Jenny's going to drink probably like at least half of it just because she wants to show that she's not a total party pooper. She's woo girl Jenny now.
And
so
riding high on this Urzule special cocktail as you all are on the vampire version of ecstasy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're going to end season 10, episode 4, everybody. And I'd like to thank my players, of course, you, the viewers. We're going to try to cut back on how long our outro takes, so I'm going to go through this really quick. Just pay attention to chat. All this is in chat. Join us on our Discord. It's where we cast the shows. Matter of fact, we have right now, at the time of recording, we have an open casting call for a, Goose the Honkening.
Yes.
A Goose Story the Honkening, where you're playing geese on stream to either save the world or destroy the world. You're a goose, you choose violence.
It's like a basically a one-pager style similar to Honey Heist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a one-page RPG that Ravnos Archon wrote himself, and we're going to be playing it as we're geese, we choose violence. That's all. We choose
Because
violence.
geese always choose violence.
That's right. If you want to catch your back episodes, YouTube, back episodes, they're all on YouTube. Catch our amazing friends, Ravnos Archon, the RPG Table, Mischievous Red, the Ivy Raven, all cool people. Trust me, we don't have them in there if we didn't think they're cool people. Let's see. You want to support the studio? Subscribe on Twitch, comment on YouTube, like on YouTube, subscribe YouTube, that thing. Give us a coffee. Bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's your way to give to the players. It's not much, but every little bit buys them a coffee once in a while, and just, way to give to the players. And finally on mine, get your Windy City merch right here. We may have to make, at some point, we still got to get Red's revenge cold, because now you're starting to see what's going on with her revenge. Definitely you need a cold revenge served cold t-shirt, and we might need an Urzule special t-shirt at some point. Who knows? But that's all I'm going to do. I'm turning it over to my wife for the schedule.
All right. So coming up over the next week, there is on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Scion, 0 to Hero. Join myself and some amazing folks play at Zach Rules' table of this Scion 0 to Hero game. We are finally having visitations from our divine parents. Fucking finally. The existential crisis was really fun, but challenging to play.
And Zeus is a bitch.
And Zeus is a fucking whore. So join us Tuesday for that. It's a really fun game. There is no Call of Cthulhu on Saturday coming up, but we will be back here on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern with the next installment of Windy City After Dark.
Yes, Call of Cthulhu's on break until May 13th.
Mhm.
So you're aware. Tiss is taking her big season break. So,
She's been running it pretty consistently.
yeah, she needs to take a break. Let her have her break.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll be back for that. And of course, as always, when we end these streams, everybody, mental health. It's not a joke, not a laughing matter. Take your mental health seriously. Take other people's mental health seriously. It's a big deal around here. Reach out to those around you. Make sure they're okay. And take care of yourself. First of all, it's okay to not be okay. But if you can't reach out to people around you to get the support you need, in chat right now, list the numbers, call or text, 24 days, 7 days a week. There'll be somebody professional on the other end of the line to help you out and to talk you through it, because mental health is health. And we find that very important. And now I turn it over to my wife.
Get your shots. Get your preventative screens. Get your checkups when you're not feeling well. And get yourself registered to vote if you have not, and vote the fucking GOP out.
Trans rights are human rights, people. Be an ally.
Reproductive rights are
Yes.
human rights.
Yep.
And being obsessed with children's genitals is not a good thing, y'all. I'm just saying. So, said with love.
And fuck HBO Max's new Harry Potter they're talking.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that too. So I do thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. We will see you next time. Good night, everybody.